Hi, I'm Chantel here at CLI Studios. Today we're going to be focusing on a floor bar technique that can be expanded in many different exercises that you guys can choose. Mainly it's about the placement of your pelvis, the placement of your body on the floor. It helps strengthen and condition your body. It also helps once you do bar work, it helps you place yourself really correctly. So let's get started. All right, we're going to start with basic ballet bar. So pliés, we're going to go through tendus. You're going to lengthen slightly higher to a dégagé, fondus. We're just going to start feeling all these basic things that we do on our feet with a different placement, a different awareness of our pelvis. So starting on the floor, I like to do 4 pliés just to get ourselves started. So liking to talk about the fact that we're, if I'm 5'8", I'm going to stay the same height. I'm going to stay 5'8". So in my pliés even, so when I'm bending my knees. So a lot of times I talk about getting our hands to our hips. You're extending and lengthening through your inner thighs. Your pelvis is actually slightly lifted. So my pelvis is lifted, my rib cage is closed. There's a slight space underneath my pelvis. So I'm almost feeling like I'm lowering my thumbs and picking up on my fingertips. My feet are flat as if they were into the floor. So I'm just finding 4 demi-pliés for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3. They're very minimal. They're very small. Yeah, I'm just really focusing on the placement of my pelvis, my rib cage dropping to the floor. I'm not tucking and lifting my hips. I'm lengthening down as if my hips were a treadmill, as if I'm like thinking of lengthening behind my hips and then rolling up in the front of my hips. So once again, 7, 8, demi-plie for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and expand, lengthen. 5, 6, inner thighs zipping up. 7, again, 4 of them. Demi, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm using my heels. I'm lengthening my hips. I'm lengthening my spine. My shoulders are relaxed into the floor. Lengthen. 6, 7, 8. Again, demi for 4. 3, 2, 1, and expand. 6, 7. Last one, demi lengthen. 2. Once again, I have space underneath my hips. 4, and a lengthen. 6, 7, 8. So those are just basic pliés. So once I stand up, once I get myself on my feet, right away I can feel the backs of my thighs activated. I can feel that I want to be further forward. I want to be higher up on my arches. I want to be further forward so I'm not sitting back in my pelvis. My pelvis is now shifted in a placement to where I want to be stacked a little bit more correctly. So just in those basic pliés, if we try again, just doing our demi-pliés, we have a whole different awareness of where our hips should be, which when we have gravity working against us, we do our pliés and we just think to bend. It really helps align the back of the hips, fire up the back of the thighs. So from there, we can go further and we can do some tendus. So from here, same idea, same placement, hands are on my hips. I'm going to point my feet. I'm going to lengthen my spine. There's a possibility of the back starting to hurt, and that means it's being done incorrectly. So make sure you're lengthening your spine. If the kids need to breathe, if you need to breathe, whatever it is, take a break. That's when your back is starting to grip. So you want to lengthen your spine away from the pelvis. You want to lengthen your body away, not thinking pelvis up, but thinking of that treadmill kind of effect. So from here, you're in first position. Your spine is lengthened. Your elbows are pressing into the floor. I'm zipping up on my inner thighs. My feet are pointed. I lengthen for 2 counts. 1, 2, I flex and lengthen. I have no weight on my left side. 3, 4, I lengthen through the feet. 5, 6, down on 7, 8. 2 tendu square. 1, 2, lower. 4, again. 6, heels forward. 7, 8. Left side. 1. So I'm not letting my hips disconnect. I'm trying to keep them nice and square. My pelvis is off the floor. 1, 2, I flex and articulate through my feet. 4, I'm focusing so much on my supporting leg. 6, lengthen down and out. 8, for 2, and in, down and out. 6, 7, 8. This is something that's important to take breaks, especially for younger dancers, because it will, if their backs are flexible and their backs are going to start taking on the work, that's not what you want. You want to take a break, reassess, realign, and become aware of the backs of the thighs. Same exercise can happen in second position. So from here, hips are in the same exact alignment. I'm not pressing my hips up. I'm lengthening down and out. So I'm trying to separate my sacrum from my spine. I'm trying to lengthen my tailbone down and out. Elbows are into the floor, shoulders are down. So second position. Easily the weight can take you down. Yeah, so really getting that heel forward, really feeling the supporting leg working in opposition. So we're lengthening for 2, flex, and a 5, 6, down, and out. 2 counts. 1, back to first, and 5, my legs are on fire. Good. Left side. 2, 3, 4, focusing on that supporting leg. 5, down and out. 8, tendus. 1, and a 3, and a 5, and a 7. Another thing to focus on is if the leg gets too high, it starts to swing up and into the hip. Yeah, so you want that downward angle, that triangle effect that's pulling down and out of your hip. The second it starts pulling up, it's going to really lock into that hip, and that's not what you want. So doing the same exercise really helps. We go 1, we flex and lengthen down and out. You can feel already that your supporting leg is completely fired up in a whole different way rather than tendus that we become repetitive with. We become stagnant. They don't grow, and it really helps getting into the floor, refocusing on the supporting leg, refocusing on the structure of what should be working. That way you can expand beyond those shapes. So beyond that, these are exercises that you can make your own. Yeah, this placement is what should stay very strong, what should stay structured. As you get more advanced, as it becomes more refined and more worked on, your pelvis placement settles where it should be. You can use your arms in basic ballet placement and still just depend on the length of that pelvis. So I can use my second position. I can use my arms in first. Same thing here. From here, we can do the same things and grow upon it as well. Go to 5th position. So now, instead of having a triangle of weight here at my hips, I'm going from my hips, and now I'm going down to one triangle line. So rectangle here when I'm in first, and a triangle effect when I'm in 5th position. So I have more of a zip of my legs, of my inner thighs. So from here, I'm starting in 5th, same thing. Wherever your arms, you can add on to. But from here, I lengthen. 2, I flex plie now, fondue. 3, 4. My supporting leg staying nice and strong. I lengthen. 5, 6, down and out. 7, 8. Same thing, now just 2, getting strong, and a 5, and a 7. Lengthen to the side for 2. Yeah, so my center of gravity is slightly different now. It's not just right down into first position, it's a little bit more centralized. So I have to shift my weight to keep my hips nice and square. So I'm lengthening 1, 2. I flex plie 3, 4. Lengthen down and out. Tendu hold. I lengthen down and out. Once again, not getting too high to where it sits. Yeah, using that diamond, that triangle. 1, 2, down and out. And a 5, down and out. Now you can find first, shift to the left side, same thing. Yeah, and these exercises can constantly be rebuilding, can be getting harder, can be getting stronger, can be getting fuller and more expansive. We can get to 90 to devant. We can start working with fondus of our supporting leg as well. The same idea that we did in those plies earlier, not dragging our heels or dragging our body in and out. We're trying to lengthen, keeping that same supporting leg nice and strong into the floor. Yeah, using that weight of gravity to lengthen and expand in the spine, in the body lines, rather than dragging and shortening and bending, and use that opposition. So I really, once again, love to reiterate the fact that we do these exercises on the floor, and then you stand and you can feel a completely different structure of how you want to do these exercises based on your supporting leg rather than your working leg. So constantly shifting. I know it kind of gets a little bit, it can get discombobulated, but think on the floor, same exercise to stand, and it really does refocus your idea of how you should be standing on your legs. All right, and that's the basic structure of what this floor bar idea is, of where your pelvis should be placed. Take it, expand upon it, use it as your own, and thank you so much for working with me.